If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, seek his face. You want to see something happen? Spend a little time with Jesus.
Amen.
You want to see something happen this morning in a situation? Give the situation to God.
Right.
Yes.
And allow him to work on your behalf. He can't work on your behalf unless you surrender all to him.
That's right.
It's all or nothing this morning. It's either you give him all of it and allow him to take it, or you keep walking around with that weight that's on your shoulder. You keep walking around with that problem and that issue in your life. Give it to God and allow God to work in your behalf. Oh, Pastor, I've given it to God. Have you really given it to God?
Right.
If you've given it to God, you won't have no fear, you won't have no worries, and you won't have no fret.
Amen.
If you've truly given it to God and surrendered about it, surrendered of it, you'll forget the problems even there. And God's already begun working in that situation for you today.
Thank you, Jesus.
Are you called this morning by God? Yes, you are. Have you been chosen of God? Yes, you have.
Yes.
What have you been chosen for? You have been chosen for the glory of God.
Amen.
It's as simple as this morning. Everybody has trials and everybody has situations.
Amen.
But the one thing you must remember is that you are a chosen child of the King.
Amen.
It doesn't say in the Bible that the chosen child of the King wouldn't have any problems. It doesn't say that the chosen child of the King would live in riches and wealth. Hey, you will once you get to heaven. Here on earth, we have been set forth to do one thing. The Bible says to go ye therefore into all the world, proclaiming the gospel, teaching all those that are around us, reaching those that are lost. That is what we are all called for. Amen. That is what we all are called to do. If it's like this, saints of God, we are chosen by God to what? To call to others.
Yes.
The glory that was revealed in us can be revealed in them.
Yes, it can.
The power of God that is in us, we must begin to share with others. What do you mean, Pastor? I'm saying that the Bible says that He's the same today as He was yesterday. He's the same as yesterday as He is tomorrow. He's the same all the time. He never changes. The Bible says that He never sleeps, He never slumbers. So why are we walking around not for the glory of God? Why are we walking around this morning and not portraying the power and the glory of God through us? Because it's here.
Right.
The power still is here today. 2,000 years ago. Well, it isn't as strong as it was back in that day.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it is. But here's the situation. We've forgotten our first call. Our first call is to seek His face. Our first call is to humble ourselves. To strip everything off of ourselves. Saying, God, I lay everything down at your feet and I'm going to boldly worship your name. We have the same spirit that Jesus had inside of Him.
Amen.
We have the same spirit that walked to and fro in those days. The same spirit that when the waters were troubled and they began to step into the water, they were made clean. It's the same spirit that lives in us today. Well, Pastor, I don't see that spirit moving around in this place. Well, maybe you better shut your mouth, open open your eyes and begin to seek God's face for something greater to happen in your life. If you yourself this morning are in need of a breakthrough, begin to seek the face of God and expect something to happen this morning, saints of God. We are all called for the glory of God, and it's time we as children of God stand up and take a stand and say, Lord, have your glory fill this place.
Amen.
Glory to God.
I don't know about you, but verse 14 gives quite the instructions to receive 15 and 16. Well, what do you mean? He plainly tells us to humble ourselves, to seek His face, and to turn from our wicked ways. And if we do these things, He says He will then, His eyes will be opened, and His ears will be open to hear our prayers. It's as simple as that. And it says, for I have chosen and sanctified this house, that my name may be there forever. Are you the temple of God this morning? Are you the house of God in which Christ dwells in? And it says, it goes on to say that my name may be there forever, and my eyes and my heart will be there perpetually. If we are called by the name of God, He is going to always be with us.
Amen.
Hear me out today. What more can we say than I am called of God? We need to start going around and stop saying, pour me, pour this, pour me, pour that.
That's right.
And we need to start saying, I am called, I am chosen for His glory.
That's right.
You may not be rich physically, but you're rich in Him.
Amen.
You may not be physically strong, but through Christ, He has made the weak strong.
Amen.
You may be weary and tired, but God is the one who gives us our strength.
Amen.
Are you hearing me this morning?
Yes.
It says in Isaiah, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. God's given strength this morning to make every situation in our life. He's given us the strength to overcome things in our lives that we need to see break. He's getting ready to break spiritual strongholds this morning. But we got to give it to Him.
Yes.
We got to surrender ourselves to Him and know that each and every one of us have been called for the glory of God. That ought to make you happy this morning.
Yes.
Amen.
That ought to make you shout this morning that you was chosen for the glory of God. You've been created for the glory of God. Now, saints of God, stand up and understand today that you are walking as a child of the risen King, and we are called by His name.
Yes. Lord. Hallelujah.
If we're called of God,
Yes.
there isn't anything in this world that can overtake us. If we're called of God, then there isn't anything that can get us down. We must be bold and understand. He gives clear instructions this morning. if you've gotten anything out of this morning, I want you to know this. If my people who are called by my name humble themselves, pray and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways. Those are the three things I want you to understand and I want you to remember this morning. Because when we do that, the glory of God will reveal itself in our mortal flesh. Bow your heads with me this morning. Father, I thank you so much for your presence that you've given to us, God. I thank you that we can walk about and be living sacrifices unto your name. Father, I thank you today, God, that you have chosen us, that you have called us for your glory, for your work, and for your will. Father, have your way in our lives. Have your way in our households this morning, God. God, just like Jeremiah said, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Lord, I just ask today, God, that you give each and every person strength to say, we will serve the Lord. Father, I just ask today, God, that you receive their prayers, receive their calls, God, and God, that you return to them, God, everything that the devil has taken away from them, God. And Father, I ask, God, that you touch each and every sick person here today, God. Every person that is out today because of sickness, Father. Father, I just ask today, God, that you move upon them, God, and that you mold them and that you make them into your likeness, into your image. In Jesus' name. Remember